I was married and I had kids. That's the circumstance. It didn't necessarily make me a family man. I now understand that being a family man comes with great responsibility. Just like being a top producer comes with great responsibility. Yeah, you can say all day long you're a businessman. Well, yeah, you actually have your license. And from time to time you close deals. So I guess technically you can say you're a businessman, but are you truly that person or a businesswoman? I am your host, Araujo. Today's topic is new decade, new standard. Now, this has been something that I've been saying here the last few weeks. Not only are we entering a new year, but we're essentially entering a new decade, 2020. And what I love about this is this, that, regardless of what we created the past 10 years, the past year, the past 6 months, we can mentally, prepare ourselves to say, hey, this is a new standard going into the new year. This is just the way I'm going to operate moving forward. And over the last 2 weeks, I've had some very interesting conversations with agents that have committed to coming on board here this week and next week, prior to 2020. And these are not just ordinary agents. These are agents that have been producing for a while. They have a business. They have a business that's growing. But they also understand that it's not sustainable the way it's currently functioning and the way it's currently being processed. There's a big emphasis on just getting the business and the chasing, right? Chasing clients and doing the song and dance for clients. And it gets exhausting. It gets overwhelming. And it puts you in a position of always trying to cater to your clientele base. Now, these individuals are players in the game, like I said, but based on our conversations, they knew that there was a key component missing, which is the foundational items. Realizing what kind of value we truly have as individuals, what kind of value you have as an individual. And putting an emphasis on that, putting the spotlight. And I say this to many of you, and you've heard it several times, put the spotlight on you. Showcase your experiences, showcase your story, your journey. Showcase your attributes, your trust, right? Showcase those qualities there that people are attracted to. When you do good things for yourself, odds are you're going to do good things for others. And this is the way I operate in business. And I'll tell agents that are coming on board that there's no question I will deliver from my end, because I understand what I do to be in this place. There is no reason for me not to deliver at the rate I am telling you. And I tell them, I will look you in the eye and tell you I am in full integrity. Why? Well, I put in the reps. I do the work. Not only do I focus on my business, but that's the same focus that I put into my family. The very same focus I put into my body. So there's no way I can excel in all aspects of my life and then come short when it comes to delivering for you. And they understand that and they see that because they can feel my energy and they understand that I am in full integrity. And that's such a powerful tool you can use to your advantage. Knowing you deliver for yourself every single morning. Knowing you take care of your body and your mind. Making sure you put those deposits on a daily basis. Your connection at home, you know that you're putting the necessary deposits there as well. And for your business, your marketing, sales, and systems. So when your client asks you, what makes you different? Well, you deliver in all aspects of your life. And when you deliver at that high level, just imagine what I can do for you. It's real simple. But if you're stressed out, if you're in a position where you're looking and acting desperate, they're not going to believe you. And understand that this process takes many, many years to develop. But why not start now? Why not be in a position where 2020 will ultimately be the new standard of how you operate, on how people look at you, on how you deliver? And one of the things that we've done over the years is put this together, 12-week targets. And this is a book that most of you have received, a few copies. And what I've noticed is those that I've actually walked into their office or have seen it, a lot of you haven't opened it or only started it for about a week and then went back to your old habits. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not disappointed at that at all, because I did that for many years. where I was motivated about making big changes, and I stuck to the game plan for about 2 weeks and then went back to my old ways. It's part of human nature. But the only way I can really get through this is to realize it's not an option, that it must get done, that there are certain deposits that I need to be making on a daily basis. And the biggest thing that I learned was I just don't work until I see the result. I work through the result so that I can get bigger and better results in the future. And that's a pattern I think most of us get into. We work, we deliver up until things are good, up until we get the results we're looking for. Maybe it's a few deals in escrow. Maybe it's where you're not fighting with your spouse. Maybe it's until you lose those 5 pounds or those 10 pounds. But we don't see ourselves through that. And understand this is just a daily action. I'm in the process right now of recreating this because there's some things that I need to make changes to. One, this book is hard to write into. It's really good, but it's just hard to write into it. So we are repurposing the information in here and making planners out of it. And I have a deadline. And that gets me into the conversation I truly want to have today, is how to get things done on a daily basis. How to really prepare yourself and show up consistently for what you know is required to set that new standard. Like I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this new decade. Like I'm telling myself, man, what I built up to this point is just a fraction of what will happen over the next 10 years. But it all begins today. I'm laying the groundwork. I've been laying the ground for the last 6 weeks, the last 5 years. And my life looks completely different, radically different from what it was 5 years ago. So the way I approach the new decade is by what I'm doing today and how I'm preparing today and where my mind is today and the presence that I have today. So if you have big goals and big ambitions, that's great. But let's take it back a notch and realize, am I doing the things today that will get me there in the future? It's amazing what you can create over time. But the monotony of the work is what keeps us away year after year. The monotony, the boredom, the repetition is what creates the massive results. It's what creates a life on fire. And just like these guys, where they were just focused on making the money, they're realizing they're missing the foundational items. They're sacrificing their family. They're sacrificing their health on the attempts of creating the stability of finances for their family. It sounds like the right thing to do until it becomes overwhelming and it becomes non-sustainable. So I'm going to remind you of the things we've done. We had our 12-week targets meeting, our business planning meeting last week. And I saw many eyes light up about the possibility and having a game plan based on the results that you've already created. You've demonstrated that. And there's no way you will not be able to hit these targets if you stay committed to the small deposits every single day. But this is the groundwork here. The foundation is what we're going to continue to focus on. The systems will come about through your foundation. The success, the profits, the systems. Did I say systems already? Well, the systems. All that will come together. But again, it begins with how I'm preparing today. Just yesterday, I sent out a post in our internal communication process here at AZ & Associates. And I simply put out a picture of how I was preparing for the morning. I had my pair of shoes, some gold Nikes, my black shorts, a black shirt that said do the work, some socks, red, white, and blue, and my hat. And I simply put on there that this is how I prepare for my day. I do it the night before because I don't want to think about it the next day. I want to have a simple game plan, not so many obstacles, not so many decisions of what to wear, or in the morning, I'm not the brightest person. I'm still half asleep. So in order to put those items together the night before where I'm coherent, it omits all this decision-making time that will essentially slow me down. So by preparing the night before, I know exactly what to do. I see it, I put it on, and then I go do it. Very simple. And the odds are of me succeeding are much higher because it's been laid out. I put it out there. I have no excuses. I can't say, well, I don't have time. If the night before I decided I have the time, so much so that I laid out all my clothes, for me to use that excuse the next day, it's really operating out of integrity. It's an excuse. It's an excuse not to do it, not to stick to the game plan. But this is the approach I think we need to take with everything. And again, preparing for the day is key to all of this. But don't try to do it when you wake up in the morning and say, what am I going to do today? This should already be planned out. It only takes a few minutes, and it is so productive. It is so effective. I got up this morning, and I did what I was supposed to do. You're still going to get those little urges of saying, I'm too busy. I woke up too late. But the reality is, it's laid out in front of you. Just get it done. So if you can do this for your body, and if you can do this for your business, by simply writing out 3 main focus items that you want to focus on today, that you want to do today. 3 small things. This is in addition to your normal responsibilities. I have a game plan. This book is going to be translated into a workbook by the end of the week because I set a deadline for myself. That's what really gets the things going. Because for many, many weeks, I've had that excuse that it's going to happen. The thought's been in my head. But because there's no deadline, there is no urgency. I put it down. I plan to talk to my team today, right after I finish this Mindset Mastery. And we're going to detail how we're going to be able to pull this off. And it's amazing what you can create when you really focus on the small things. And I'm not starting from scratch. I have a good baseline. I'm going to take the things that work and apply the other things that will make it more effective and remove the things that didn't work so well. That's the game plan. A simple process. So as I ask you now, maybe things are slow. Maybe buyers are not looking to buy right now because of the holidays. Maybe the sellers are not so motivated to put the property on the market. What else are you going to do? You cannot be at the mercy of your clients. This is where you look at your business and say, what is missing? What system do I need to apply? Then you go about it. Some of you had a New Year's resolution to get your CRM up and running. To this very day, no progress has been made. Well, maybe you paid into a program and been paying for it for the last 6 months, but really nothing beyond that has actually occurred. Why not make that a priority this week? What will you accomplish this week? Put a date. Put the number of people you will actually upload into that system. Then guess what? It becomes a system and a process for your business. Don't just sit back. Understand that just because clients are not calling you to go show them houses or go on listing appointments does not mean you don't have anything to do for your business. We have to create items. We have to systematize and automate. This is the time. Just last week, besides our 2 sales meetings that we had, I also started a new group in this training module, autorespondal training. And I'm going to tell you what, this process is intense. Agents are required to learn skill sets that they've been wanting to for years. But now they are forced to learn it and to create it within a 2-week time frame. And I'm getting some hostility from some of these agents. Some of them are being a little confrontational. But some of the requirements were you weren't going to cry about it. And you were going to do what was required. And that's what I go based off of. My rebuttal is always, you committed to it. I didn't force you. You signed up. Now get it done. Your team is relying on you. You're relying on you. Why is it now you feel like you can't do it? Everyone else is doing it, but you're special? You can't understand technology? I'm able to do this because I didn't force them. And I'm able to do this because I do it myself. But I'm proud of this group. Why? Because they committed to their systems and processes when most agents will just cruise through the next 2 weeks and hope 2020 is much greater and hope that everything will change for them. A new standard when they haven't done shit to actually put themselves in that position. But you have. And those of you that have already been through that process, you know what to do next. You have some ideas that have come up. Now it's time to actually execute it. You have 2 weeks. What are you going to do with it? This is the new year coming up. But I love it. I love it. Because I know these foundational items will pay its dividends year after year and decade upon decade. And it's going to be so awesome. As we all reflect and say, man, 2020, whoo, I thought 2015 was good. I thought 2019 was on fire. 2020 and my life moving forward, completely unrecognizable. Because I committed to doing what I said. And I broke it down. And I didn't overwhelm myself. It wasn't something, like spectacular. It was just the same things over and over that got me into the shape that I'm in. That my business is now functioning. You're going to say that. It was the simple things that rekindled our marriage. You're going to say that. It was the simple things, the daily functions, the daily deposits, that I'm this confident person. You will say that. But it begins with the simple things. It begins with the little deposits, the small deposits. So, you prepare for the day. That's going to be a habit that we all have to really stick to. Don't just say it's going to happen. Like, prepare yourself for the day. And also, one of the things that I loved about this book is the reflection aspect. It's real simple. What got you fired up today? What got you fired up? Simple process, simple question, but it's something we don't reflect on constantly. We don't know when we had a win for the day and when we don't. We just kind of go through the process. With doing the small deposits and making your deposits every day, it's also very important that you realize what got you fired up. And there's always good things in a day, regardless of how bad things seem. There's always good things. Another question here is, what got you messed up today? Like, what triggered you? What threw you off your game? How are you going to mitigate that the next time it comes about? This is just about awareness of behavior, human behavior, your behavior, dysfunctional behavior. Focusing on those items and saying, okay, the next time it happens, because it will, how will I respond to it? The next time my wife says something that completely throws me off my game, what will I do? The next time you have one of your family members tell you something and it completely has you question yourself, what will you do the next time so it doesn't? These are all key items. But reflecting on our own behavior is key to dominating the new game, the new year. It's a new standard, remember that. A new decade, a new year, a new standard. I hope you're as excited about it as I am. I know exactly what I'm going to do. And for those of you that are already registered and are going through the process of the autoresponder training, this is going to give you the confidence to build more systems for your business. So you can have more time to yourself, more time for your family. Because the excuse of like, well, I didn't produce AZ. I didn't produce the way I would have, but because, I'm a family man. I'm a mom. What I'm saying is you can do all things at the same time if you just take the priority of taking care of yourself first and foremost and realizing there are just small deposits. It's not this grand slam of a lifestyle that's going to get you the results. It's the small things. The things we feel like aren't meaningless. The things that you are capable of pulling off. That's it. So these stories, right? Like I used to say, and I put this up yesterday, I'm a family man. But yet none of my actions really back that up. It was just the circumstance that I was attaching to. I was married and I had kids. That's the circumstance. It didn't necessarily make me a family man. I now understand that being a family man comes with great responsibility, just like being a top producer comes with great responsibility. Yeah, you can say all day long you're a businessman. Well, yeah, you actually have your license, and from time to time you close deals. So I guess technically you can say you're a businessman, but are you truly that person or a businesswoman? So just like the technicality I had with my family, I'm a family man. Well, not so much. That's the same technicality I used when I would say I'm a businessman. But yet I like the systems, the processes, the marketing, the consistency, the predictability, and the profitability. It was circumstance. It wasn't because of execution. So we omit the lies. And that's what we're going to be doing this year. Because it is a new standard, a new decade. And we're not going to put these labels on ourselves due to circumstance. I'm married. Married for 10 years. Well, what's the circumstance? Yeah, you got a marriage license, but are you truly showing up as a powerful man or woman you should be? We're going to omit all those stories. You're actually going to deliver based on the results. I am a family man. Yes, I am. Because I make the deposits each and every day. I am a businessman, 100%. Because I make the deposits each and every day. I am a healthy man. I am a powerful man. That's the way we got to feel. Where it becomes fact. Because you deliver on a consistent basis. So that's the game. Let's wrap our mind around that. Being authentic. And when you say you're a certain thing, you really are. Because your results showcase that. You're a business person, a businessman, a businesswoman, because your marketing is consistent. Your sales are on point. Your systems, you've applied all the systems you need. And you continue to lead your clients and yourself to big results. So I can't wait. Can't wait till I'm able to roll this out to you, the revised version of this 12-week targets. It's going to be easy. It's going to be to the point. And it's going to be something you have full control of. But I want you to do this. If you happen to get your hands on one of these, I want you to look through it. And I want you to say, can this work for me? And if you say yes, I don't want to hear any other excuse that it can't. Just commit that you will do it. Much like these modules. You can have all the excuses in the world. I'm not tech savvy. I don't understand this process. I'm not a good editor. Or you can just simply do it and become that person. The excuses of I'm not that person maybe have to be dropped. The reps will make you that person. And let's go back to this. And if you look through it and you say, it won't work for me, great. At least you're not committing to something that you're not going to complete. I'd rather you be there. Because the story of I'm wanting all these great things has to be backed up by the actions you take on a daily. So, guys, what are you hearing this? What are you hearing in this conversation? It's a new decade. It's a new year. It's a new you. Is it really different? No, it's just another day, right? But if we need that to get us motivated, then let's buy into that story. I'm really going to buy into this. That it is a new year and a new decade. And it's a new me, a new standard, a higher standard. Let's do it together. So let me go ahead and greet everyone that joined me today. And I want to thank you for joining me on another Mindset Mastery. Of course, you can hear a replay on this on badassagents.com, and I'm going to invite you to do so. Good morning, Claudia. And I got to get these computers closer to me because either my eyeballs are getting worse or maybe the glare is too much on my eyes. But I got Adriana, good morning. I got Celia, good morning. Let's not do anything right now because we might just, it might create a bigger issue than what I want. Chris, good morning. And guys, what did you think about our sales meetings last week? Unbelievable, right? We were able to really hone down to a game plan that is produced by the results that you created already. It's something that you did it, you've done it, you demonstrated. Now it's just hey, what would happen if I'm just more consistent with this? And I just love the conversations we were having. But good morning, let's see here. Celia, good morning, Chris, Christina, Teresa, Gabe. What's going on, my brother? Ruby, good morning to you. Cindy, David, all these individuals were at the sales meetings. And I hope that you're able to really set that new standard. It feels amazing. It feels amazing, right, Liz? Good morning, Chris. Click live and the sound catches up with the video. Okay, I think there were some issues. Again, we're going to reload it if there was any technical issues. Dallas, good morning. Bobby, Caroline, Nick, Isela, Susan. What are you guys planning for the new year? How is this going to be different? And the final thing is we rolled out a new way for you to stay committed as well when it comes to your health and fitness. We rolled out the Do the Work app. I'll send out the link to all of you. It's dothework.com/app. And I'm going to encourage you to apply. Now, it's an investment, but it's an investment for your commitment. I've always found that if I put my money where my mouth is, I'm more likely to do it. I don't want to throw the money away. I don't want to, just invest all this money and not do what's required. Listen, it's a nice investment, but the value that you'll get out of it, health, energy, vitality, accountability, I think is greater of what you actually get out of your investment. So if you're really, truly wanting to make a change, then put your money where your mouth is, right? And this is the beautiful thing about this app. It really conditions you to be consistent. So if you can do this for your health and body, just imagine what you can do for your business. If you're required to start the day productively, it's hard to really mess that up the rest of the day. Odds are you will have a productive day. So again, if you're looking to make massive changes, invest in yourself. I've received the greatest growth and perspective in my life because I decided to invest the tens of thousands, the hundreds of thousands into myself and business. This is what the game is about, guys. 2020, it's a new standard. Let's do something different. If you can't stay consistent with the gym, let's do something different. If you've tried to build your business but don't have something to document it with, let's start something new with your business. Good morning, Carmela, Michelle, Jeanette, top of the morning to you as well. Omar, good morning. Eric, planning not only gets you prepared on paper, but the effect it has on you mentally is huge. I'm fueled up to go to the max. Oh, it's amazing. If you know exactly what to do, just like I knew to put on my shirt, my shorts, my socks, and my shoes. It was all there laid out. So just imagine if you had a workout plan as well. A workout plan telling you what to do and how to do it. How much time to rest and when to begin the new exercise. Not only that, it records everything for you. Just the same way this will. Use the tools to help you stay accountable. This is called a foundational item. This is the reason many agents come here. Because it's not just about making the money or building a business. It's making sure all other aspects of your life come along with it. How you do one thing is how we do all things, right? And I'm in a place of excellence. I'm going to deliver at a high level through the reps, through the investment. Make it. Do it. dothework.com/app. Let's see here. I know what to do, what I need to do. You tell us every day. We need to pull the trigger. I love it, Omar. That's it. Simple action items, things you've demonstrated. Celia, finishing this year strong. 2020 is my year. Working on increasing my sphere. Celia, I'm proud of you. This person, new business owner, just got into the game less than 2 weeks, and she's out there doing the things that are required, making those live selfie videos, right? Positioning herself as the authority in this space, and she's new. She's not asking for permission. She's going based on her experiences. Hey, in the past, I've delivered in this format. So what does the past tell you about your future? That you will most likely deliver in the real estate format because of the years of experience where you've done it in other aspects of your life. And I love that. So continue to do that. Madeline, I need a new DTW book. I got them coming. We have a deadline. They're going to be great. You're going to love it. Much easier to write in. I was having a hard time. I was constantly having to write 3.5 font in order to fit everything in there. So we're making some changes. But don't wait for that. What deposits will you make? What investments will you make? Let's do that now. Carmela, more daily deposits into your business, more deposits into your bank account. I love it. I love it. And it's that simple. Remember, we had a conversation. If you haven't listened to this podcast, it's the one that's about deposits and withdrawals. And understand that it takes 5 positive action items for every 1 withdrawal. So if you decide not to market today, whatever you decided to do, 5 action items are eroded. So if you marketed for 5 days straight, and then you went 1 day without marketing, all those 5 action items have been eliminated. They're eroded. They're no longer relevant. So just imagine consistently working, and then sabotaging yourself. The game is about consistency and working through the result, working through the frustrations. That's the game. Ruby, this meeting was so motivating. Real story. Yes, for those of you that were on the second day, Rio was in very much the same position as many of you as you're starting out a business. Carmela, you're on this call. I love your story. You completely are dominating your space. Once you realize that you are greater than the stories that we're led to believe. And we're not led to believe by someone else. We're the ones who are creating those stories of why we don't have the results we want. But we have so many of those stories, and I'm going to bring on more people to be able to tell it. Because I'm going to tell you, if you're struggling right now, you're not the only one going through it. Maybe business is good, but the marriage is not where it should be. You're not the only one going through it. There are so many things, and maybe marriage and business are good, but hey, you gained 20 pounds. You're not the only one going through it. And I'm going to bring in these individuals in that have been able to do things, the small deposits every day, to completely change the trajectory of all aspects of their life. Teresa, small deposits each day, consistent, easy, big results. You're seeing that wave coming. You see it off in the distance, and it's going to be massive. But that was created by you. Great job with your consistency. Celia, meeting was inspirational and motivating. Love it. Ruby, the meeting was so motivating. Real story, got it. And Claudia, I love this. I know how you're getting motivated as well, Claudia. And you're going to be in our top 20. You're going to be there. And guys, like all of you know that you left something on the table this year. What would happen if you let those our patterns that continue to take us down to ground zero? What if we were to eliminate those? Or maybe we don't go all the way to zero. Maybe we just go to 10 or 15%, right, of our normal production. That's still growth. We're not going down to zero. We're not starting from scratch. It's just realizing, hey, some things do happen. That takes us off our game. Some deals do fall through, but what are you going to do next? Guys, I want to thank you for joining me for this episode of Mindset Mastery. We know exactly what to do. And be on the lookout for this 12-week targets book. And if you haven't signed up for the Carla's daily Do the Work workout app, I'm going to highly encourage you to invest in yourself. A new decade, a new standard. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, everyone. Bye now.